Let's talk about some bigger stuff. The public safety pension. Randy, what'd you do there?
In the time that I was alderman, one of my roles was chairman of public works. When we would look at our budgets for the coming year, we started to see some problem areas developing. Some were related to funding of infrastructure, for instance, the water plant and water revenues. The city uses water revenues for many things. We don't just use them to sustain the sewers and the water plant. We sell water to the community, and we use the profits from that to do other projects when the revenues are sufficient. We had a problem with the fluctuations in revenues because you'd have summers where it rained all summer. Nobody irrigated their lawns, and the revenues from water were way down. And so money that we'd sort of planned on, we didn't get that year. And it made budgeting somewhat challenging. Infrastructure needs for the water system were always there, right? So we were looking at how do we sort of flatten this out a little bit so that in our budgeting process, we can have a predictable revenue stream for the water fund. What I came up with the members of the Public Works Committee was a flat infrastructure fee for water. So if you look at your water bill, every quarter there's a flat fee that even if you went to Florida for 3 months and didn't use any water, there's still a flat fee. And that fee was to pay for the infrastructure required so that when you came home at Christmas to visit the kids and turned on the shower, water actually came out, right? Once we did that, in looking into that problem, we did some modeling that showed that our public safety pension payments were rapidly escalating. And there was some modeling that suggested that within 5 years, those pension payments were going to essentially take away all of our discretionary funds, that we would be spending all of our surplus revenues to pay for pension responsibilities, and the city's ability to do other things would essentially stop. Now, we weren't alone in this, right? Every community in Illinois had this problem. But the difference was, and this is one of the beauties of Lake Forest city government, is we started looking at this and modeling this before it became a problem, not after it became a problem. So once we saw this, I made a presentation to the city council about what was happening and why we needed to seriously address this. And the first thing I suggested doing came out of that fixed water charge. I proposed that we have a fixed public safety pension charge that went on the water bill so that everybody would know where this money was going. Instead of burying it in a tax levy, everybody would know that, hey, this money that you're getting charged is paying for this specific thing to maintain our public safety and to pay off our obligations. I thought it was financially responsible. And it was a flat fee because everybody in the city gets the same benefit from public safety, right? I mean, it doesn't matter if you have a house that's $4 million or you have a house that's $400,000, you get the benefit of a fire department and police department. They don't serve those people differently. So a flat fee made sense, but it was only a small factor. But what it did was it stimulated the mayor to put together a committee to look at how we could flatten the curve on our pension payments so that it wouldn't suck all of the money, all of the discretionary money out of the budget, and that we could continue to function effectively as a city government. The two guys who were the main drivers of that committee were Jed Morris and Tim Newman. And they put together a plan that allowed or that called for pre-funding of these payments out of fund reserves and any surpluses that we had, so that by starting to pay off our obligations early, the curve flattened so that we were no longer having this intersection where all of our discretionary funds were being taken away. And this proposal was adopted. I think George Pantaleone was the mayor when it finally came to pass and they voted on doing it. I may be wrong. It may have been Rob Lansing. But anyway, if you look at those curves now, and Elizabeth Holub could tell you a great deal about this, I mean, basically, we're going to be flat on our pension payments by 2025, meaning, we're going to be able to budget those predictably. And we are unique in that ability in our community. And again, that's a testament to how our city government works and the skill sets of the volunteers and the professionals who work here. It wasn't really about me. I just merely sort of said, hey, we have this big problem and we have to start doing something about it. Other people actually did the work.